The Mary Celeste was launched in 1861 and first registered as the Amazon. She was a two-mast brig, 103 feet long, weighing 282 tons, made in Nova Scotia's Spencer Island, Canada. Bad luck courted her, and she changed hands several times. Her first master, R. McClellan, died after her maiden voyage, and she ran aground at Cape Breton in 1867. A year later, Benjamin Briggs, a man known for his sobriety and good judgment, at 37 became the ship's new master under the name of Mary Celeste. He took on board his young wife, Sarah, and a 2-year-old daughter, Sophie. Her crew of 7 were first-class sailors, while carrying value freight consisted of 1,700 barrels of alcohol, assessed at over $34,000 for the fortification of wine. A return cargo from Italy to New York had been arranged. Moving from the East River in changeable weather, the Mary Celeste rested before lifting her anchor on an early November morning in 1872 and set sail for Genoa, Italy. The ship rose and fell in the Atlantic waves on its determined course. No doubt Sarah would play on her fine harmonica, accompanied in song by husband and crew to enliven the journey.
Hurrah, the boys, we're homeward bound, and I'll tell me old woman when I get back home. Goodbye, very well, goodbye, very well, the gals there on line.
The crew of the Dea Grazia spotted the Mary Celeste on the port bow about 5 miles away. Captain Morehouse of that ship had dined with Briggs not long before departing and had sailed 7 days after. By telescope, they could see this ship slowly drifting in a moderate breeze. Her sails were well reduced, not set to take advantage of the wind. No distress signal could be seen. The Dea Grazia came to her side to offer assistance if needed. Taking a small boat, Oliver Deveau, chief mate, and 2 men rowed towards the drifting ship and saw the name Mary Celeste. The Mary Celeste creaked as her blocks swung in the wind and loose barrels ran free below deck. Yet Jacks, sometimes known as the American fever, crossed their minds as they looked around. But not a living soul could be seen. 2 of the hatches were off and a compass damaged, while the ship's wheel was loose to answer to the sea. The sextant and chronometer were missing. The ship was awash with water, even between decks. One account said there was evidence of a boat launched. The captain's navigational equipment had vanished along with the register. Some effort seemed to have been made to batten up the windows while the skylight was wide open. A few of the beds had not been used, while others unmade and wet. The captain's double bed was wet with bedding strewn about and an imprint of a child on it. His ceremonial sword was still under the bed, showing some signs of stain on the blade. The couple's clothes and the child's toys were fine. Knives and forks were still in the pantry. No cooked meal ready to be put on the table. About 5 months of food and water were still unused. Sarah's harmonium and sheet music were still in place, while some charts that had been stored under bed had been meddled with. A few charts lay on the wet bed, as if thrown aside in a hurry. A broken clock with its hands hung upside down on a wall, washing hanging on a line nearby. Oilskins, boots, pipes, seamen's equipment were left behind. Some say 9 barrels of alcohol and others say 11 had been opened. A rope cut was hanging over the side and axe marks on the hull. In the mate's cabin, charts up to November 24th and a log showing the time of 0800 on the 25th as the ship had passed Santa Maria Island. Had the desolate Mary Celeste steered herself, changing course at will, for nearly 600 miles from that last marked point? One of the two pumps was in fine working condition, enough to clear the remaining 3.5 feet of water. On the whole, she was fit to sail. 3 men were delegated to sail her into port to claim salvage, and found her fairly trim and manageable to enter Gibraltar at 9 a.m. on a Friday, the 13th of December, 1872. In the Admiralty Court, foul play by the crew of the Deo Grazia was suggested, and as a result only part of the salvage money was granted. For 12 years the Mary Celeste carried cargoes from cat food to boots. Finally, her last captain attempted to sink her to no avail, and had to run her aground in Haiti on an insurance swindle. The crew and passengers were never found, but the following year after the Mary Celeste had arrived in Gibraltar, 2 lifeboats were found off the coast of Spain. In them lay 6 bodies and an American flag. 3 of the Celeste crew were American.